Good morning everyone. And this is your Priya ma'am from Alpha Group of Institutions. And we have successfully completed Unit 1 in the previous sessions, right? And we have done our exams also very well. And today we are going to discuss Unit 2. So Unit 2 in the sense why I am not telling like lesson 1, lesson 2. Unit 2 means you will be having one poem and also one prose in that unit. Okay. So today we are going to discuss Unit 2 in English Literature book. So the prose part in Unit 2 is Nelson Mandela. The lesson's name is Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Means what? What is the meaning of Long Walk to Freedom? So this story is about Nelson Mandela's way of how long he has struggled for the freedom. Okay. So the introductory part of this Nelson Mandela is about how he dedicated his life for the people's freedom of certain race. Okay, and this lesson Nelson Mandela is written by Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. So Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Okay. Now coming to the introductory part. So Nelson Mandela was born on 18 July 1918. He was born on 18 July 1918. So Nelson Mandela was the first black president of South Africa. Black president in the sense his skin color. Usually before that only the white people used to rule over South Africa, and he was the first black president. First president from the black people who became a president in the South Africa. He was the first one. And this lesson, Nelson Mandela, the Long Walk to Freedom. Lesson Long Walk to Freedom is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. So this part of this lesson is taken from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. It is just an extract from his autobiography. Okay. Next, this lesson we are going to discuss about inauguration ceremony and then quotes from his speech. What are the messages he conveyed through his speech in the public meetings, the ceremony, and then his journey and struggle to get freedom for his race people, that is for black people. So, what are his in this chapter we are going to discuss about, in this lesson we are going to discuss about the inauguration ceremony, quotes from his speech, journey and also struggle as Nelson Mandela as a freedom fighter. What is his journey and what are his struggles he faced. Okay, and now in South Africa they used to follow a brutal practice. Brutal means cruel. In South Africa, they used to follow a cruel practice, they used to have a habit which is called apartheid. Apartheid means discrimination of race. Apartheid, this practice, brutal, this cruel practice name is apartheid. It means discrimination of race, like inferiority and superiority complex between the region of the people, religion of the people, color of the people, okay. They used to look down on those people. Discrimination is looking down on them. Okay. So that practice is called apartheid. Now, there in that South Africa in those days, dark-skinned people, the people who are in black color, brownish color. Okay. The people of black and brown colors, in that South Africa in those days, those people are deprived of their basic rights. What are we are having today? We are having our own rights today. If we are going for any government office or some other thing, only the white people should stand first, the black people should stand at the back. And even the distribution of any government policies issuing, and even for example for school seats, college seats and the job purpose, everything, the priority will be given only for the white people and not for the black people. So these black importance. Black people will not be given importance. And also according to their caste, if they are low caste people, they will be thrown away. And with their age and also the gender. So here Nelson Mandela and his colleagues who were fighting for this freedom, they carved their lives for the way of a society where there is no discrimination on the basis of color, caste, age, and gender and all etc. Okay. So this is the introductory part of the lesson Long Walk to Freedom of Nelson Mandela. Okay, and now in this lesson we are going to discuss all the struggles and fights, like all the journey, what is his journey and what are the struggles he had faced to bring the freedom for their own race. Race in the sense their own caste or religion or skin colored people. Okay, understood children? And now student, open your book, page number 17. Okay, page number 17, lesson 2. Now let me read the paragraphs. 10th May, dawn bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly beside by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. Children, keep the pencil along with you when I am reading. You also come along with me. Okay? For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, and now it was the site of rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for an installation of South Africa's first democratic, non-racial government. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zinani. On the podium, Mr. De Klerk was first sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the Constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the Republic and its people. So, the first small stanzas, the 3 stanzas I have read. Now again I will read. Keep the pencil along with you. Whenever I am asking you to underline and write the meaning, you underline that word and just write above that word. Write the meaning about that word. Okay. Now let me read. Be cautious and be careful children. Start now. 10th May, dawn. Underline the word dawn, D-A-W-N-E-D, dawn. was first sworn in as second deputy minister. Underline the word sworn, ma. Sworn means taking up the position. Okay, like it is determining that they will stay in that position. Okay, sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. Deputy, underline children, deputy word deputy is position of commanding. Okay, position of command. So when it was my turn, I pledged to obey. Underline the word pledge. Pledge means committed. Okay, pledge to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of Republic and its people. Now coming to the explanation part, children. So here 10th May, Nelson Mandela is explaining to us that on 10th May, he is sworn in as the head of the state for South Africa. So he was taking an oath, he was taking the position as a president of South Africa, as the head of the state in that South Africa's history, for the first time, all the international leaders has came to that place to just attend the inauguration ceremony. Then that ceremony, inauguration ceremony, where it has happened in an open circular building. It is an open circular, but the building is very open, no roofs on it. That buildings are made up of sandstones. Okay, made up of sandstone. Sandstone is the rocks and the sand, mixing of rocks and the sand. The buildings are made up of like that. Okay, the sandstones, which is consisting of union buildings of Pretoria city. That is the union buildings of which city? Pretoria city. Now again Nelson Mandela is saying, so that day has arrived. Now I am reaching the buildings with lots of happiness and hope and also the satisfaction. And I am accompanied with my daughter. And Nelson Mandela's daughter's name is Zenani. Okay. Now Zenani, she accompanied her father Nelson Mandela. He is also expressing his satisfaction how he was accompanied by his daughter Zinani. And also in that place, Mr. D. Clark and Thabo Mbeki. These two are the another two leaders who sworn in for the president, deputy minister, deputy minister position. So first, Mr. D. Clark went on to the stage and then he sworn in, took the oath of second deputy minister, and then next Thabo Mbeki, he went on to the stage and sworn. He also was sworn in as first deputy minister. Later, next comes our Nelson Mandela's turn. When Nelson Mandela's turn comes, he just went on to the dais and stood in front of them, and he started, when taking the oath, he started giving his course in the oath. So that thing I will show you in a slide, children, so that you will be understanding each and every word. That in the book itself you will be seeing in an inverted comma brackets with a slide like italicized words. Okay, that I will teach you in the next slide. So this is a description for the first three paragraphs about Nelson Mandela, how he had reached to that position, and we have not discussed about his struggles and fights now. We are just discussed about that day when Mr. Nelson Mandela took the oath of being the head of a state, South Africa. Okay. So children, this is the speech which was given by Nelson Mandela. Okay. The speech I would like you to read along with me. That is why I have typed a slide. Those who are having books also, children, you can read in the book. For those who are not having book, you can come along with me in this slide. Okay. So here Nelson Mandela's speech is being typed. Okay. Now what happened in the last paragraph, what we have discussed, children? The author was accompanied by his daughter Zenani on his big day, that is the day when he took the oath as becoming a head of the South Africa. Okay. So first what happened, the two vice presidents took an oath. Who are they? Mr. De Klerk and also Thabo Mbeki. They too went first to the stage and they took on the oath. Then what has happened? Now our Nelson Mandela's turn has come. When his turn came, he committed to respect, protect and abide by the constitution. He wants to show his respect and how he was committed here to respect and as well as to protect and also abide by the constitution, and also to divide his entire life into the welfare of the country. So with that sort of mindset, he went to the dais to take an oath. So here it is like,
To the assembled guests and the watching world, I said, today all of us do by our presence here. He started his speech like this: to the assembled guests and the watching world, I said. He said for the first line like that. Today all of us do by our presence here confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nations of the world on our own soil. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. Okay. So, let me read again, ma. To the assembled, he started the speech as to the assembled guests and the watching world. Today all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all human will be proud. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare soil. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country for what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace of human dignity. So, the description for this, the explanation for this part is, children, here the author is saying that he mentions some parts of his speech. The author is mentioning some parts of his speech. Whose speech? Nelson Mandela's speech, where he said that everyone by his presence was giving rise to hope for a new beginning. To start a new beginning, the people who are present there are giving a new hope. That is what he is expressing here. And previous rulers were discriminatory and lasted for long, but the ones who are given the opportunity to rule now, so would stand up against discrimination. And here he is glad to host a ceremony with the presence of global leaders. Okay. And also he is trying us to tell that Nelson Mandela is very happy and thankful for all the people, and also he is feeling very thankful to host a ceremony where international leaders were sitting. All the global leaders are present there. So, in the presence of those global leaders, Nelson Mandela is very happy and thankful to host a ceremony there. And he feels that it is an achievement for itself. That itself is an achievement where all the international leaders came there to attend the inauguration ceremony, respecting that a black person becoming a leader of the country. Okay. So, that there was a time where in those days, like not those days, it was a time before this victory when South Africa, which has been following a practice called apartheid. I told you in the introduction part. Is it so, children? Yes, that apartheid. So, lost all its international political relationship. Because of that brutal apartheid practice, South Africa they lost all their political relationship because of that behavior and attitudes. Now, when there is no segregation on the basis of race or gender or age or color or caste, I told this also, right? So, when everybody came to know that there is no differentiation between the people on the basis of their color or caste or gender. Now the other nations are really happy. All the nations are happy to have healthy democratic relationships. Finally, they have come to the power and they pledge to make everyone proud. And here Nelson Mandela is thanking everyone, children. He is thanking everyone, mainly the leaders who are sitting there, the global leaders, the global heads who came and attended the inauguration ceremony. He is thanking them, and he thanked everyone, especially the leaders also, for joining the celebration. And their achievement, which is a step towards an equal society where every human will be treated fairly. For this is why Nelson Mandela is fighting for the equal society where all will be treated fairly, equally. Okay. And the synonyms of these stanzas are assembled. So underline all these words, children. Assembled means gathered together in one place for a common purpose. Confer. Confer means grant. Glory. Glory means honor. Outlaws. Because of its policy of apartheid, many countries had earlier broken off diplomatic relations with South Africa. On our own soil, in our own country. Possession, ownership, dignity, the state of quality of being worthy of respect. Okay. Now coming to the next part. So this is the second half of his speech. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender and other discrimination. So never, never and never again shall it be that is beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless America. So this is the children, this is the third stanza, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs of his speech. Okay. They are actually very one line, two line paragraphs, small bits and pieces. I have joined and made a paragraph here. So let me read again slowly and clearly. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender and other discrimination. Never, never and never, never, never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. So this is what how he ends his speech. It means here he is mentioning that after a great struggle, after years of struggle, after fighting for this anti-racism, that have finally they had achieved their political freedom. And his government in the sense Nelson Mandela's government promised to free every one of the still existing poverties, hardships and inequalities of all kinds of people, along with like assuring everyone of a country where no community will be, no caste, no religion, no people will be considered very inferior. He then explains that what he is also telling here is like that freedom should rule. Here people must not rule, freedom should rule. And also he ends the speech as, may God shower his blessings on their land. God bless Africa, he said. Let freedom reign. The last line, if you see children, let freedom reign means what? Let freedom reign means rule. Let freedom, this is the last line he gave like a conclusion. Let freedom reign means let the freedom rule. God bless Africa, in the sense he wants his land to be blessed by the God. So in this stanza, Nelson Mandela is expressing, he is just showing that he mentions about his struggle for the people's freedom, for the people's anti-racialism, for the people's discrimination for their basic rights. And later what happened? Finally their struggles came to an end. They resulted in the achievement of political freedom. And also he is saying, once he takes up the position, Nelson Mandela's government will definitely promise to free everyone from the old sorts of practices and whatever they were following. He promised everyone that he will be freeing them from the poverties, from the struggles, from the hardships, and the differences between the people who were showing the racialism between the people, inequalities of sharing or just treating the people of all kinds. And also he is giving promise, and also he is giving like an what we can say, like an agreement, like a promise. He is also assuring everyone of the country, South Africa, that it will be a country where no community will be seen inferior. No community will be considered as an inferior community. No community will be seen as a dumped one. So with that, he concludes that using a line that let freedom reign, God bless Africa. It means the freedom should rule the country, and may God shower his blessings on South Africa. So from this passage, these are the synonyms taken. Emancipation. Emancipation means the fact of processing of being set free from legal. The fact or process of being set free from legal or social or political restrictions. Liberate, free or release. Third one, bondage. Bondage means the state of being a slave. Next, discrimination, being treated differently or unfavorably. Deprivation, the damaging lack of material benefits considered to be basic necessities in a society. Oppression, prolonged cruel or unjust treatment or exercise of authority. The last one is glorious, having, worthy of, or bringing fame or admiration. Reign, rule or govern. Okay, these are the synonyms taken from this passage. Children, actually from the textbook, if you see, there are more or less 10 to 15 synonyms. But from this passage alone, I have taken nearly 7 or 8. And then from this passage, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we go line by line, word by word, we can get a number of synonyms, and the way of understanding level will be in such a rank, children. So always read line by line and word by word, because Cbse questions everything will be from the content and not from the book bag. So you have to get practiced, okay.
So now children, I think you have understood the concept. Okay. So this lesson is a little big lesson which may take 2 or 3 sessions to complete. So now we have completed just 2 pages, and after this speech we will look into how he attained the victory, how he attained the freedom, and how he had reached the political powers. to the political powers. Okay, so in today's session we have discussed about what? About what? First, we have discussed about Nelson Mandela's lessons introductory and what are the extracts. What are the extracts we are going to go through in this lesson, like inauguration ceremony, his struggles and journey as a freedom fighter, and how Nelson Mandela and also his colleagues, friends also participated to get the freedom back to their country. So how they made the world to look back again on South Africa because of those apartheid behaviors, apartheid practices, they were just avoided by the other countries. Now when they just started an anti-racial movement and again started eliminating this sort of practices, they got their powers. They also they started entering into the politics and getting back the power. Okay, and as Nelson Mandela was one of the first black head of the South Africa, he started an inauguration ceremony, and in that ceremony all the global leaders has attended in person. So that is why he is really very glad, children. Nelson Mandela, he felt very glad to see such a presence of global leaders, international leaders sitting there just to attend the inauguration ceremony and to eradicate all sorts of the distant relations which they were maintaining these days. So, with that hopeful of happiness and satisfaction in his heart, Nelson Mandela gave his speech when his turn came. So, that speech we had seen in a slide. We read it, each and every word, each and every line, and we had just underlined the synonyms and understood now. Is it so? Now, your work is you have to be thorough with that first two parts until I meet you in the next class. So, the activity will be given along with this. PDF also will be given. Don't ever depend only on the PDF. You have to read the content from the book, inside the book. The PDF content is just to help you for 30%. The classwork content will just help you only 30%. Remaining the 70% is in your hands and the brains. Okay. So always, not even English, science or social, read each and every line from now itself. Then only you can achieve in grade 10. Okay, children. So with this, let us end this session and let me meet you in the next session with some more interesting things which had happened in Nelson Mandela's life. Okay, children. So thank you so much. This is your Priya ma'am signing off from Alpha International Cbse School. Okay, children. Thank you so much. Stay safe.